diabetes and energy, all of this we have given you information on. But now, if you have diabetes, did another person who has diabetes cough and give me diabetes? Nope, that is not possible. Is there another person who was sick in any way with a cold or a cough or anything like that? No, it can't be transferred like that. Diabetes comes from my own life. It is my responsibility to live a healthy life. If you don't care what you eat, you don't care about exercise, you don't care about being healthy, you smoke, you drink, you don't care, then you can develop diabetes. If you are 35 years old or older, anything older than 35 means you have to be very careful and live a healthy life, because your body is older and your pancreas is also getting older and working very hard for many years. So you have to be very careful the older you get. Be extra healthy and exercise often and do healthy things. It's very important. If your mother and father, your parents, if they have diabetes, it means that you have to be careful. You have to be extra careful, because you may develop diabetes. If your parents have diabetes, we've seen that other children whose parents have diabetes grow up and they don't live a healthy lifestyle, they develop diabetes. If you exercise and you stay healthy, good. If you don't, and your parents have diabetes, it could very well mean that you develop diabetes yourself. So it's important that you eat well, exercise, and be healthy. In your family, if there are Indians, or perhaps you are an Indian, or your parents are Indian, if your grandparents are Indian, that means that you could develop diabetes. You have to be careful. It's because Indians tend to develop diabetes easily, more so than others. So if you have Indian descent, you have to be careful about what you eat and live a healthy life. If a woman is pregnant and gives birth to a baby, and the baby is very big and heavy, the baby weighs maybe 4, even 5 kilograms. The reason for such a heavy baby could be that the parent didn't have enough insulin, and that means that there was too much glucose in the mother that caused the baby to gain a lot of weight. Once the baby is born, and you have a big baby, then the mother produces insulin normally again. But you have to remember that you must still eat healthily and exercise. So maybe you have cholesterol. Cholesterol is the yellow fat that's in your blood. Now, the fat can reach high quantities and then cause a blockage. So if you have high cholesterol, you have to be careful and eat very healthily and exercise, because you can develop diabetes. Perhaps you have a high blood pressure. Are you aware of what blood pressure is? If you go to the doctor and they test your blood pressure and they tell you, sir or ma'am, you have a high blood pressure, that is dangerous. So then you must know that you can develop diabetes. So if you have a high blood pressure, you have to be careful and live a healthy life, eat good and correct food, and exercise. And it's the same if you have a heart disease. If you have any issues with your heart, you have to be careful because you can develop diabetes. So you have to be careful and live a healthy life and exercise. A person who is very overweight, such a person has to be very careful because he or she can develop diabetes. The reason for this is because there are a lot of cells in your body, and the insulin has to open the cells for glucose to enter into the cells. But if you're overweight, there's a layer of fat around the cells, and the insulin struggles to open the cells for the glucose. And that is when you can develop diabetes. So if you're overweight, you have to be very, very careful. Try to be healthy, eat well. It's very important. If a person is just sitting around the whole day, sitting around, not walking around, not running or going for a jog, taking part in sports, nothing, just sitting around. Now that person can develop diabetes because that's not healthy. He has to be more active and do more exercise. Perhaps a person is not eating very healthily. Maybe he's eating a lot of fast food and pizza, a lot of chips, a lot of sweets, drinking carbonated cool drinks, ice creams, all of these kinds of foods. Not eating healthily, not eating fruits and vegetables, or perhaps just a little bit of that. That person could develop diabetes. You have to be careful. It's fine if you eat some fast food, but at the same time you have to eat a good balanced diet. Now, if you've looked at your own life and you question whether or not you're healthy. Now, if you've looked at the previous things that we've mentioned, if you're older than 35, etc., if you're overweight, perhaps if your parents have diabetes, if you look at all of these things and you think, okay, I'm over 35, I have parents, etc., that means you may have diabetes and you have to go test it at the doctor. You have to do that. It's better for you to be healthy. So if you go through that list and you say, oh, no, these things don't apply, then you have to keep on living a healthy lifestyle. That's important.